Can we start at the beginning? What was your headspace like going into this album?
Well, um, the pandemic wasn't good for many things, but as a writer, I think it did give me a lot longer to actually think about the record and to work on the songs. So, this is the first time ever that we've haven't released an album for 6 years. So, and obviously the pandemic affected the writing quite a bit as well. So, that's why there's quite a few songs that kind of touch on death.
Mm-hmm.
And I also hit 60 during that time, which was a big wake up call to me as well. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it just feels like such a milestone. No other birthdays really bothered me, but 60 did.
Did with things being so different, did you, from a production standpoint, have to do anything differently out of necessity as well?
Well, no, because we always write separately anyway.
Mm.
Um, and the big difference for this record really was that Richard Butler reached out to me um, early on during the pandemic and just texted and said we should write some songs together. So, I thought, oh, that's an interesting idea. So we started writing some songs, and we ended up with six, and four of them ended up on the record. So, but we didn't. He lives in like New York State, and I live over in Santa Barbara. So we never even met up during the pandemic. We just sent ideas backwards and forwards. And then the first time we really had to meet up in person was when we were actually recording. Even when I was writing with Dave, he was in New York and I was over on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask you about the start of the record. It really starts off confidently with My Cosmos is Mine, that pounding beat. Why did you want to set the scene for the album with this song?
Well, we thought that track really was quite a bold statement, and we felt that it was important to come back after such a long break, the longest break we've ever had in our career, with something that was powerful and maybe slightly disorientating.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a cosmic track, if you like. It's kind of quite out there.
Mm-hmm. I quite like it. I almost felt like the album was bookended with this pounding beat, because that kind of drives us into the birth of the record. And at the end, with Speak to Me, you have that kind of same march on the way out.
Yeah. No, we spent quite a bit of time working on the running order of the record, because being from that generation, we still think of records as albums and listen to things like that. So we really wanted to take the listeners on a journey through the record.
Mm-hmm. There was actually a track that stood out, and I thought, is this the sign that it will be a side B? Are we flipping the record after this one? Which was Soul With Me. It had a kind of like this hazy dreamscape vibe that felt like a kind of a different direction. Dave singing in a higher register. I just thought, can you give us some context about that one?
Yeah, well, actually, that's the one song I sing on that record. That's why it's not Dave singing in a higher register.
Okay. See, I was able to listen to the record once, so these are all
Yes.
my notes. So I apologize. Well, there we
Yeah,
go.
but you notice the higher register. But it's funny. A few people have said that they feel that that's a turning point in the record. It is, an odd track. It's kind of got a slightly gospel feel to it, but with like very odd, like reminds me of the old German composer Kurt Weill, some of the chords, and then it's kind of got a soul-y chorus,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is almost kind of like a comedic moment, because the chorus is actually I'm taking my soul with me, and suddenly it goes into this kind of like soul section. We don't have
Very
many
literal.
comedic moments. Maybe no one else will see that, but it makes me laugh.
Hey, I'm happy to hear it. I mean, I feel like I started it with a comedic moment, not knowing it was you singing. So I apologize for that. I have to work on my ears. Um, I was curious about People Are Good. That's my favorite track on the record. It's Was it a companion song to People Are People in some sort of way?
It's really funny. A lot of people have said that as well, and then I say to them, "But you're forgetting we also had a single called It's No Good." So maybe it's a a cross between the two of them. But no, it just kind of turned out that way, and it's not a nice song about humanity, as the title suggests.
Hmm.
It's the line that follows it, is keep fooling yourself, keep fooling yourselves.
Hmm. There was the element of, they do bad things when they're hurting inside. I kind of liked that lyric.
Yes.
It reminded me of when I was doom scrolling during the pandemic, trying to convince myself, okay, we're going to get through it. There's something hopeful. Humanity somehow will get it sorted. Was there was there something specific that got that one started?
I think just the world in general over the last, well, yeah, it's been 6 years. So we finished this maybe 6 months ago. So the last song actually for the album was written in March 22. And, just when things felt like they couldn't get any worse, really, we've just been through a pandemic. Russia invades Ukraine.
Hmm.
And, I mean, it's just, there's been so much going on. I mean, I live in America, and the state of politics here at the moment is just crazy. I mean, it's like people are at each other's throats. There's just such a division,
Hmm.
and a lot of people are mad as well. It's like, I mean, I just can't believe that some of these people get get voted in. That everyone's crazy, and so many of them.
Hmm. So to kind of take that into the studio with you,
Yes.
write it out. I was wondering what is your favorite song on the record when you listened back?
We get asked a lot, what's your favorite track that you've ever released? And even that's really hard to answer. But I mean, I'm not saying it's necessarily my favorite track on the record, but I think we felt that we really had something special with Ghosts Again.
Hmm.
Um, and since its release, that seems to have been uh, borne out, because it's getting like incredible response. We're getting like play all over the place, but it also seems to be appealing to like a very alternative crowd as well. It seems, I keep saying, it's like we've almost made a universal song that, so someone tells me, oh, my little nephew really likes your track, then someone says, oh, my grandma likes your track.
It's a good thing to appeal to everyone.
Well, it doesn't happen very often. We've
Mm.
we've been doing this for obviously a very long time, and I think this has only ever happened probably like with maybe Enjoy the Silence. Even Personal Jesus probably didn't appeal to grannies.
Was wanting to ask you, as you prepare for the show. I mean, the show's is there a certain song on this new record that was the most kind of joyous to play as you're rehearsing and preparing? Is there a song that just is the most fun to just get out to just perform?
Well, it has been fun to play Ghosts Again, because we've been doing promotion, and we've played it on quite a few TVs in Europe, and then we did Colbert over in America recently,
Hmm.
and it is fun to play.
Hmm.
And but I think so far, yeah, we did a month of rehearsals already before we went on promotion, and the songs fit in really well with our back catalogue. I think that everything seems to be quite seamless.
Hmm. I was kind of curious about your tour because you've recently added 29 more dates in the fall. And I was wondering if that means that there's something else coming. Maybe there's more from the Memento Mori sessions to be released a little later on this year.
Well, yeah, funnily enough, we actually recorded 16 tracks during the recording process. And so we have 4 more that will be released at some point. I'm not sure exactly in what format,
Mhm.
whether they'll just be downloads or they'll come out on vinyl. At this point, I have no idea, but I know that they will come out at some point.
Well, we look forward to it. And we, of course, look forward to seeing you here in Toronto. And we can't wait to play this whole record on release day. And I appreciate your time. I really do.
Well, thank you. Yeah, well, I'm glad you're playing the whole thing because, as I said, we spent a long time on the running order and we finished it about 6 months ago, and we just can't wait for people to hear it because we're very happy with it.
I'm happy that you are. I mean, with a 40-year career, did you ever think that you would end up continuously, on the road? And at this point, your audience has continued to grow and grow and grow. It's a beautiful thing.
It is. It's amazing. Every time we go on tour, we seem to be more popular and play to more people. No, we could never have predicted that.
Well, we can't wait to see you in Toronto. Thank you again so much for taking the time, and congrats again on the great record.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
And take care and safe travels, and please enjoy all of the beautiful energy from the crowds on tour, and we can't wait to see you.
All right, yes, thank you. See you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.